I'm here in my parents' garden up on Random Road. There's their house. Curtis Pond is down that way. There's still some snowbanks around, so it may be a little early for this. But as part of a Vermontivate challenge, I've been introduced to the sport of earthworm charming. So I'm going to give it a try. I've come over to their garden. I've raked the leaves off one bed, approximately 5 feet long and nearly 3 feet wide. I'm taking my official 4-pronged, wooden-handled garden fork, which according to the international standards of worm charming is the appropriate tool for the job. I'm going to go ahead and insert the fork, tongs first, obviously, into the soil. So I've been tapping this stick for about 5 minutes now, and I hadn't seen anything until just a minute ago, right by the fork, came out a little worm. I never would have imagined it possible, but I actually charmed a worm. I, to be perfectly honest, thought wormcharming.com might be a joke. And I don't really know what else to say, except that I just charmed a worm out of the ground, and now it's going back into the ground. So I'm going to continue here for another little while, and I don't want this video to be half an hour long. I plan on working on this for about half an hour. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the video off, and if another worm pops up, we'll give it another go. See you in a little while. So we're about 10 minutes in and hadn't seen another worm, but just thought I'd do a check-in. I've been playing some Alanis Morissette. It said you can play different types of music to draw different types of worms. Go figure. I've been switching up my patterns a little bit. A few hits down from the top, a few from the side. Trying to hit the blades, the handle, just trying different things. Been trying to keep an eye. It's a little hard to see the worms. I just thought I saw some movement. I think that's a worm. It is. I'm having trouble with the picture quality on my phone. I can't tell if you're going to be able to see that. Let's just see. We'll pan around here a little bit. Tell if you're going to be able to see on the video, but there, right there, is worm number 3. That's just a little tiny one. It's a different type of worm. Or maybe just a baby. It's really small. But that is the 3rd worm I have charmed in 15 minutes. There's my tiny house right over there. I'd zoom in, but it takes too many fingers. I don't want to stop the process, the metronome, trying to charm these worms. Makes me wonder if I've missed other ones that are just too small to see. As you can see, while the video was off, I moved my pitchfork to the other end of the bed. And I think I'm going to go ahead and turn the video off and move it once more. I'll be right back. So I changed the angle on my pitchfork to be going in at quite an angle. It's jiggling the ground a little bit differently. I don't know if you can see here, but there's vibrations and jiggles as much as about 8 inches in front of the pitchfork. And we're moving along, and I think I see a worm. It's really hard to see the difference till I point to them. But there it is. That there is worm number 4 that I have charmed out of the ground doing this Vermontivate challenge. Now I know some people won't believe that I'm not going to dig these worms elsewhere and bringing them in, because I'll tell you, I wouldn't believe it if I didn't see it with my very own eyes. So I challenge you to go on out, get a pitchfork, go to a place with good soil, and just see if you can charm some earthworms right up out of the ground. If you go to Vermontivate.com, you can learn more about the fabulous online game of community sustainability. I've learned so much playing these last 3 years, and many potentially more important skills than worm charming. Although you never know when this particular skill may come into use. Maybe we'll have a Maple Corner worm charming competition this spring. We'll see. I think I'm going to call it good. I'll go for another 10 minutes to finish up my half hour, and I'll be back if I find another worm. Happy Vermontivate! Well, here it is, 28 minutes later, and I'm still out using my pitchfork, 4-pronged pitchfork, and my garden rake as a wooden handle to vibrate the soil and charm some worms. I got the total of 4, and this 4th one, if I can find it here, we'll see if it, see if it moves for you here. It moved a minute ago. It's the same one I showed you a few minutes ago. It disappeared for about 5 minutes under some leafy material and then came back. And now it's, well, it was moving around a minute ago, but